He was known for his hands, not for their size or strength, but for what they were always doing: lifting, holding, giving. When a classmate forgot their lunch, his hand split his own sandwich in half. When an old neighbor struggled with groceries, his hands carried the bags up 3 flights of stairs. When the teacher needed volunteers, his hands shot up before the question was even finished. People said his name kindly. They smiled when they saw him. They trusted him, but they never stayed. At school, he always sat near the window. From there, he could see the playground clearly: the easy laughter, the spontaneous games, the friendships that seemed to bloom effortlessly. He helped others tie their shoelaces, finish their homework, calm their tears. Yet when the final bell rang, everyone ran right past him, already laughing with someone else. He told himself it was fine. Helping felt good. Helping was enough. At home, things were quieter. His father had left early in his life, and his mother worked long, grueling hours. She'd returned with tired eyes and a voice that sounded like it was constantly apologizing for something. So the boy learned quickly not to ask for much. Needs, he believed, were heavy things to place on someone else's shoulders. It was better to carry everyone else's instead. One winter evening, the snow fell harder than usual. The streets turned silent, and the sky pressed low, heavy and gray. The boy was walking home when he noticed an elderly man slip on a patch of black ice. Without a second thought, he rushed forward, bracing the man just before he hit the ground. "Thank you," the man said, his voice shaking. "You saved me." The boy smiled, his numb fingers stinging from the cold. He watched as the man walked away, steady now, disappearing into the swirling snow. That night, the boy fell sick. The fever came on fast, burning, blurring the walls of his room, making time feel thick and slow. He stayed home from school for days. No messages came. No knocks on the door. No one seemed to notice that the boy who always helped wasn't around. Lying there, staring at the ceiling, something inside him finally cracked. It wasn't a loud, dramatic break, but a quiet, painful splintering. He wondered, if I disappeared, who would even notice? When he finally returned to school, a little thinner and a lot quieter, life continued exactly as it had before. People still asked him for help, and he still gave it. But now, his smile felt like something he borrowed rather than something he owned. It didn't quite reach his eyes anymore. One afternoon, a new student arrived. She sat beside him, struggling to understand the lesson. The teacher asked if anyone could help her catch up. The boy's hand twitched, a reflex born from years of instinct. Then, for the first time in his life, it stayed down. After class, the girl turned to him anyway. "You always help everyone," she said gently, her voice soft. "Are you okay?" The question stunned him. No one had ever asked him that. Not really? He tried to give his usual quick, dismissive answer, to brush it away, but the words got stuck. His voice trembled. A sudden heat burned behind his eyes. Years of swallowed needs and unspoken loneliness pressed against his chest, making it hard to breathe. "I don't know," he whispered, the words barely audible. She didn't offer advice. She didn't rush away or look uncomfortable. She just sat there in the quiet of the emptying classroom and listened. And in that simple, silent moment, the boy learned something no one had ever taught him. Helping others is a beautiful thing, but asking for help is not a weakness. Kindness was never meant to be a one-way road. He still helped people after that. He always would. That was a part of who he was, but he also learned to speak up when he was tired. He learned to rest. He learned to let others carry him sometimes. And slowly, almost shyly at first, the world began to reach back. Not because he was useful, but simply because he mattered. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.